Good morning and welcome to my channel. Happy New Year to you. I haven't done a video for a while. I think the last one I did was one of my most recent journals for Etsy. So today I'm just going to show you a couple of journals that actually are not for sale. One is a gift for my sister-in-law and another one is my own planner which isn't a junk journal really, but it is using one of Nik the Booksmith's planner kits. So I just wanted to show you what I've done with that really. So first of all, the journal that I have made for my sister-in-law. So my sister-in-law, I decided to make her one that she could use. She does quite a bit of artwork, painting, she also sketching. She also loves food, she's a bit of a foodie, she's a brilliant cook, has lots of her own recipes. So I thought this journal could be used for sketching or recording some of her recipes in, etc. So you'll see what I've done throughout to help her do that. So the journal is, it's not a curved spine. It's covered in a fabric. Her husband's Scottish, so I thought it'd be nice as a check. It's not quite a tartan, but it's a kind of check. I put in some ends of cheesecloth at the end. It has 3 signatures. I believe, oh my gosh, I can't remember how many pages, but I think there's about 8 sheets in each signature. So for it's a 32, so there's about 96 pages in this journal. Okay, so it's got a tie, it's got a sari silk tie. She's actually Indian as well, so the sari silk is quite apt too. The front cover has a Tim Holtz scrapbook card. I put a little front pocket in here, and in there I placed a couple of tags. There's a few of the Wooden Lady diary pages in here, and I've pre-printed some tea-dyed paper with these like recipe cards so that she can add in some recipes that she has as the dish name. I think I got these templates from the Graphics Fairy, and so those are scattered throughout the book. I've also included some kind of food related vintage adverts throughout. So this one is an advert for chocolate. There's some little sort of digi printing as well. There's a little coffee maker here, so it's kind of all food related. As she's family as well, I put a few of these family quotes. I think these are from the Nik the Booksmith printout, free download. This one's, families are like fudge, mostly sweet with a few nuts. That'll make her laugh. And these are one of the pockets I made in a previous tutorial, some old book page tutorials. And then I have I just put in a tag in there. Some more recipe pages, little corner pocket here with a tag and a little journal card. She loves gardening as well, so there's a little smattering of botanical stuff in here too. Some bread there. I've also attached throughout a couple of these removable recipe cards. So these are ones that she can either keep in here, or she has a recipe box put in there. These are some lovely recipe cards I found on Graphics Fairy again. In here I included, this is a fantastic download. I got it's wartime recipes, and so I just printed out a kind of page there out of this little booklet, and just attached it to that page there. There's a couple of little vintage she likes poems, so a little few vintage poem pages. A little bit of, these are little notes, again, related to food, it says from the kitchen of. So I'll just click those in there. She loves cats, and I found this postcard the other day, and I thought that would be great. I'll just pop that in the journal. She loves cats like me. So I put that in there. A bit of fun. Another one of those poem pages. A little corner pocket again with a little card, tag, and another one of those recipe cards, and some more digi printing. Recipe cards, a little envelope here with a decorated clip, so it's just an empty envelope there. She can put stuff in and write something on the front. Digi something that's the other side of that chocolate advert, Macintosh. most of the signatures are kind of made up in the same sort of way. This is an advert for Johnny Walker, again, kind of connection to her Scottish husband. Again, here's some more of those notes. Oh, sorry, I've got a clip here. Some more of those notes and a card. I've included a couple of these little lovely brass. I love these clips, just to kind of keep everything in that pocket. Vintage book pages, another little quote there. I love those funny quotes from Nick. Remember, as far as anyone knows, we are a nice, normal family. Again, one of those recipe cards and a tag just clipped on to the top there, and I've decorated the clip there on the other side. Pocket with a little card in. She loves elephants as well, so I thought I'd just include one of those pockets I did before. Music pages, another one of those it's empty, but it's a little envelope with a decorated clip and another tag on the other side there. All of the tags as well are from the graphics fairy, from a food collection one. So they've each got little prints of food related or cooking related utensils. Another one of those clips holding in a recipe card, homemade kits, you know, one of those tags, and a little card. Little recipe pages, and wine, salt and pepper. Recipe cards. Another one of those recipe cards and tags. I actually decided I really love this journal. I think I'll make a few of these for my Etsy store as well. Some nice tags there and some envelopes. Scotch whiskey. Another book page. That's a gardening one. She loves a garden, so. Another pocket there with some wax stamping. And another recipe card. Never judge someone by their relatives. She's got a great sense of humour, my sister-in-law, so she'll use them like colour. Some more notes and a little tag, and that's basically the end. And at the back, I haven't put a pocket in the back, but I have put the Ex Libris book plate on the back page as well. She can perhaps write her name in there. I might write it in as well, possibly. Okay, and in there I've just included 3 of these lovely kind of brass antique looking clips. And that is the book. And the front here is just a Tim Holtz book plate with notes in there. I thought I'd keep it quite, I was going to put recipes in. I thought, no, she'll probably use it for other things, like a sketching and what have you, so I just put notes in there. Or you could put journal. This is just put onto a piece of tea-dyed cotton, which I frame around the edges, on top of a piece of scrapbook card, which I've distressed the edges and stuck that onto. I think that quite looks, and it's stitched on as well. So it frames the little book plate quite nicely. Otherwise, that's all it is. So that's for my sister-in-law. So now I'm going to show you my 2019 planner. I've always used a planner in this Chic Sparrow leather cover, which is, I believe it's the Odyssey. And I also think it's the A5 size. I've always used a Lipton 1917, I think it's called, as my planner and bullet journal. I did a lot of bullet journaling, still do bullet journaling. But this year I wanted to use the Nik the Booksmith junk journal planner kit because I love it so much, and because I've found this love of junk journaling, and I just like the look and feel and of it. I wanted to sort of combine the two. So rather than make a book for a planner, I've actually created 6 inserts for my leather cover, and each insert has 2 months and its own kind of card cover. In each insert I've also got these pockets inside each of the front and the back cover. Because I've only got 4 elastics through the spine of the leather cover, the current the current one I'm using right now, obviously January, February, is loose at the front, and I tend to take that out and kind of working it out of here. And then the last one, obviously the November, December, is also kind of loose. All the others are tucked into the elastics. So each, I'm not going to go through every single insert because they're all essentially the same. I'll just show you the first one, this one. I'm just going to move this out of the way just for a second and just show you this one. So that all of them are pretty much the same kind of layout essentially, and then I'll tell you about a couple of little other things that I've done. So each month has a monthly spread. So there's a month at a glance calendar, so I've handwritten in the dates there. I've got my goals and to-do list for the month on this side. I then have a few blank pages for notes, etc. And then I just wanted to show you this. This is actually not the actual card, but this is just a sample to show you that I just printed out for this video, because obviously the cards that I have done for myself have confidential information on it, because what it is, it's a financial tracker, a monthly financial tracker. I created this template to print on a kind of journaling card size card. I've created 12 of these. They're exactly the same, but they list my monthly fixed kind of auto expenses, so they're kind of standard, you know, standing orders and things like that, direct debits that go out every month with the date and the amount, with a due date and the amount. And then when they get paid, I take them off, just so I know kind of at any point in the month where I am in terms of what's been paid and what hasn't. And then any other manual expenses that need to go in, I add those to the bottom. So I've created 12 of these for the year, and I'll just keep them tucked in to somewhere, a page within the section, and I will tick it off as I go through the month. So that last year I kept this in a separate notebook. So I thought I wanted to keep everything together as much as I could. So I've created quite a few of these little things that are either on journaling cards or tags or little cards. So, and they're sort of inserted throughout. So that was one thing I just wanted to share. There's, I create what we call in the bullet journal world collections. So this is what we call a collection page, which is really just collection is generally just a set of data or information that you want to refer to regularly. So it could be a tracker, it could be some information you just need to refer back to on a regular basis. They're called collections, and they are kind of usually dotted throughout your bullet journal, and because the bullet journal pages are numbered, you can create an index, therefore you can find the collection quite easily. So what I've decided to do with this format is create collections within the sections that are, you know, just for that month or just for a short-lived collection. So they will go into the blank pages as I work through the months. Then for each month, obviously there are the weekly spreads, and depending on the month there could be 4 or 5 of these. So I've obviously counted them out and made sure that each month obviously has the right number of weeks. So this is enough space for me to put my to-dos for the day. I do have to write smaller though, so I can get enough in. And then of course between each of the weekly spreads I do have some blank pages. Most of these pages are just printed from Nik's kit. They're not tea-dyed, they're just printed, because actually tea-dyeing the paper, because it bulks out the paper and makes it sort of thicker essentially, it was just going to get very, very bulky. So I kept the main page, most of the pages just printed, but I did include a couple of sheets of tea-dyed paper because I just love it. So there are a few of those dotted amongst the printed pages. So throughout the month I'll just use the blank pages to, you know, this is a trip I've got coming up on the 18th of January, and I'll keep things like my flight details and my hotel details and all that kind of thing in there. Yeah, and so that's how I essentially use my planner, if that's of any interest at all. And then of course then you go on February and you've got the same thing there. So each of these, each of the inserts are exactly the same. So I'm not going to show you each of the inserts. What I will do, I think, though, is just show you the covers because I think some of them are really, really lovely. This one is from the Graphics Fairy. And it's really nice because the front of it looks like an old book, and she's done some layout which I really loved. So that's from the Graphics Fairy. I think this was another one similar from the Graphics Fairy. And on this one I've included it's like a tabbed folder that comes with Nik's kit. I think this is in Nik's kit as well. Sweet Memories cover. I think that's in Nik's kit. Then the next one's another one of those sort of tabbed folders, and then December is another one. This is one of Nik's cover kits as well that comes with the kit. Yeah. So as I said, each signature, each insert, so keep saying signature, has this pocket. And then a couple of other things I just wanted to just point out is that obviously because this is a leather cover, it's got some nice pockets in it as well. So in here, I'm just going to tuck in a few of these blank journal cards. So if I need one to make a note, or one of those little collections that I can just insert right on and put note into one of the pockets. In here as well, I won't open it because in here is some more confidential information about just some financial information, bank statements, account numbers, things like that, which I can refer to on a regular basis. And historically I had it in a different notebook, but I've just tucked it in an envelope. I'll just tuck it into the back there, in that this really never leaves my desk. And when I travel, what I will do is just take the inserts that I need rather than the whole thing, because it's just a bit heavy and bulky to take traveling with me. So for example, when I travel in January, I'll probably just take this one with me. The other thing I've done, I've also included a kind of year at a glance calendar. So this is just, I got this off, or I downloaded it, so I didn't have to lay this out or anything. The only thing I did do is add in the public holidays at the bottom here, and then I marked the public holidays with a little square around each of the dates. And then the other ones are just marked events that I've already put in. So that just tucks into there. Then the other little thing I've done, these are some bits of ephemera cards that came with Nik's kit. And what I've done with these, printed them out, I've adhered them to an index card and then trimmed them obviously. And then what I've done on the back of these is made notes that, again, or references that I need to refer to often. So they're just easier, they're at hand. So these, for example, are my business branding references, so the colour references, the fonts that I use. I often need to refer back to these, so that's on one of those cards, and that's just tucked in there. This one is a process that I need, just like an online settings for something. So that's gone on the back of that. Again, something I refer to back quite regularly, and that's gone onto a card, and I stick that into there. Then this is another thing, just a note and a reminder for me on something else, which I've put on one of these journaling cards, and that just tucks into there as well. So they're always there for me to refer to if I need it. And the other thing I've done is done a couple of these sort of similar things on a tag. So this is I've just created a giant tag, and these are image sizes. So these are image sizes that I need for social media, for my websites, intranet, so publications I do. So I've just made a note of all the image sizes that, again, I always need to kind of remind myself of. Again, I had these in a notebook before, so I've put them on a tag, which I then just tuck in and paperclip to one of my pages like that. So yeah, so that was just a couple of things I wanted to point out there. So all of the date tabs, I think I redid the the date tabs just because I wanted them a bit smaller, but other than that, these tabs come with the kit as well as the pocket. And there's a couple of other things, like embellishment things that come with it, because there's one thing I had to stop myself from doing was putting too much pocket and ephemera and other embellishments into this, because it's a functional daily thing that I use. I didn't want it to become too bulky, because then if you can't write in it, if you've got too much stuff in there, it's very then hard to write in. When it's a journal, you know, it's a little bit different. So as a planner, I just wanted something a little bit more functional and less embellished, but I still wanted to have the kind of junk jar feel as well. So hopefully, I think I've achieved that. So I just wanted to share that with you, because I think most of the time the planner's probably used as a standalone book, but I've created these inserts, so I just wanted to show you that. I have another video that I will post shortly as well, which is using the same kit, but I've put it into a book, into a cover as a book. So that was for my colleague and friend who I've made one for as well. I think I've left it too late to make them for my Etsy store, but perhaps next year I may make some for 2020. But I think this year I'm a little bit late. I haven't really got time to make any this month either, so it's a busy month for me. So yeah, that's my planner. I hope that was helpful. If you're thinking of creating a planner out of Nik's kit, it's always good to see examples of it. So there you go. Okay, thanks for watching.